There's only one man on the planet, and this is true, this is not hyperbole, one man on the planet who could bring them to the table and forge a lasting peace. And he's doing that right now. We're in the process of doing that. That is unique to Donald Trump.
Put this in context for me, because U.S. intelligence has been suggesting for some time that Israel has the desire and intent to conduct an attack on Iran's developing nuclear program in the coming months. President Trump has extended an offer for negotiations. Have you heard anything back from Iran? Is this strike in Yemen a signal to Iran?
This strike in Yemen is about their ability, the ability of the Houthis to strike global shipping and attack the U.S. Navy, and their willingness to do it. 174 times against the U.S. Navy, 145 sometimes against global shipping. That's what the strike is about. What we can't ignore, and the reason why the president mentioned Iran, is because the Iranians have supported the Houthis. They've provided them intelligence, they've provided them guidance, they've provided them weaponry. I mean, there's no way the Houthis, the Houthis would have the ability to do this kind of thing unless they had support from Iran. And so this was a message to Iran. Don't keep supporting them, because then you will also be responsible for what they are doing in attacking Navy ships, in attacking global shipping.
They also get support from Russia, potentially, which you leverage sanctions.
In the midst of escalating tensions in West Asia and frosty ties with the United States, Iran has unveiled new missile systems on 3 strategic islands, over which it has a long-standing dispute with the UAE. The country's state media released a video of the Iranian armed forces unveiling the new missile systems. According to the Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, the IRGC, the weapons have the capability of destroying any target within 600 kilometers. The IRGC added that they are now capable of attacking enemy bases and vessels in the region.
We are capable of attacking enemy bases, vessels, and assets in the region.
The new missile systems are deployed on the islands of Greater Tunb, Lesser Tunb, and Abu Musa. The islands are located near the vital trading route of the Strait of Hormuz. Well, several vessels carrying large volumes of oil sail through the strait on a daily basis. The 3 islands have been under Iran's control for more than half a century.
President Trump sending a message to Iran on Truth Social, saying Iran must stop the sending of these supplies immediately. Let the Houthis fight it out for themselves. They will be completely annihilated. The warning comes ahead of a White House meeting with Israel over Iran's nuclear program early next week.
Well, certainly, I think based on the evidence that, the first administration that they dealt with, they know they're serious. That's number one. Listen, Iran is so much back on their heels, never have been in this place in 44 years. I mean, they're completely defenseless at home in terms of an attack by Israel, with the United States cooperating. They know that. They've lost their strategic platform in Syria, and their proxies, except for the Houthis, have been decimated, and now the Houthis, are on the path to destruction as well. The one thing they have left that they're really holding on to and want to hold on to is their nuclear enterprise development. They know if they acquire a nuclear weapon, it guarantees the preservation of the regime in their minds. And that's why they've always wanted this weapon to begin with. So I think they're going to do everything they can to delay the inevitable, which was likely we're on a path to Israel-led, U.S.-supported strike to take down their nuclear enterprise as much as possible.
Do we do
coercive diplomacy first? That's what the president is doing. And then a follow-on military operation if they don't comply.
Immediately they said, how dare you give us an ultimatum? And now they said we are writing a letter back to Trump after his initial letter. How significant was last weekend's hit on the Houthis?
How confident are you that, number one, they want to talk, and number two, that it can actually lead to something concrete?
Well, Mark, it has to. And that's what President Trump is committed to. He has said very clearly, as you stated, unambiguously, Iran will not get a nuclear bomb under a Trump administration. Unacceptable, full stop, very clear. He said it, he'll keep saying it. Now, as we see with Vladimir Putin and Zelensky to Donald Trump, because he's strategically unpredictable, he's strong, he's clear, and he's respected on the world stage. I think the same is true in Iran. We know the double talk of the Ayatollahs. You know it. You lay it out. I understand it. There have been secret, duplicitous moves for years and years and years. But we are at a moment under this administration where President Trump is giving them an offer. He is saying, now is your chance to come to the table and completely give up and dismantle your program. Let's talk. I'd prefer to talk rather than do anything else. At the same time, he is ensuring that at the Defense Department and across our military, we maintain all capabilities necessary to work with our partners, to, if we have to, and we don't want to, but if we have to, prevent Iran from gaining nuclear capabilities. So he's clear. The position is clear. Iran understands their options. There's never been a more serious leader atop the United States of America. There's a very serious leader atop the state of Israel. There's a clear message that Iran cannot get a nuclear bomb, and we are prepared to enforce it. But we would much prefer that it be done at the table for the betterment of the Iranian people and for the betterment of peace. So we hope that's a possibility, but we understand the complications.
We don't have anybody on the ground, so the targets are challenging. That is why the president's warning to Iran is so significant. He's telling you, I'm going to hold you accountable if you continue to support these Houthis. And the CENTCOM commander, the same one that recommended to Biden over 100 targets inside of Iran, military targets only, to shut down support for the Houthis and the other proxies, the Biden administration rejected it. Certainly the Trump administration has those targets, and they have a commander that's willing to obviously shoot them, and the Secretary of Defense that feels the same way about it. So he's got that quiver ready to use, that arrow in his quiver ready to use. And coercive diplomacy being used here as well. Get Iran's attention, get them to stop. If they don't do it, we're going to have to force them.
And when the United States has tried to help Israel get the hostages out, and Hamas basically gives them the you-know-what, and now Israel's going in fully to deal with it, it's a completely different environment, is it not, between what you inherited with Biden, which was capitulation, appeasement, and funding the enemy, versus Trump, who said, you better listen to what I'm saying because I mean what I say.
You're exactly right, Mark. We're sitting on 4 years. This is to put it kindly. To put it kindly, 4 years of deferred maintenance. To put it honestly, 4 years of weakness that's created chaos and opportunities for our enemies to enrich themselves, specifically the Iranians. President Trump put maximum pressure on them. He bankrupted them. They were crawling to the table. And then Joe Biden came and opened it all back up. There was no aggression that happened under President Trump. We didn't have the war in Ukraine. We didn't have what happened in October 7th. We didn't have the disaster in Afghanistan. President Trump was committed to ending the war in Afghanistan, but would have never have done it the way that Joe Biden did. So the whole region looked at the chaos of a president effectively running the White House on auto pen. And they said, now is our time to advance our interests. Donald Trump has restored peace through strength, through American leadership. It's starting with the Houthis and freedom of navigation. That's a clear mission. Let our ships sail. We are pounding them as we speak, unrelentingly, at their leadership, at their capabilities, at their ISR, at their air defenses, just so they stop shooting at our ships. But the message is also clear to Iran. That we have the capabilities, our allies have capabilities, and we are strong and united together today. That's American leadership. That's President Trump putting America first and standing strong. And it makes, as you know, all the difference, especially in that neighborhood.